Planet of the Fakes 4 Women. And Pig Star HH News. She was everything you could ask for. Teen recounts mom's ambush killing as police offer reward. It's been just under 2 months since Cassidy Stanton found her mother shot multiple times in the parking lot of their apartment complex, and the rising Hoover High School senior remembers it all so clearly. It was Valentine's Day and Cassidy was cleaning the family's apartment when she heard shots ring out. I heard the last 3 shots because I think there were 5, Cassidy told Elle.com in the family's first interview since the Feb 14 ambush slaying of 41-year-old Shemethia Coteat Stanton. I was sitting there waiting on it to stop. I heard the tires go off and that's it. I'm thinking, okay, somebody just got shot and I'm nosy so I'm going to go look. Cassidy glanced out the blinds and saw her mother's car, but her mother was nowhere in sight. My first instinct was to go look again, double check, because maybe she's in the breezeway and maybe she's running from the gunshots, she said. I saw her car door open, but I didn't see her still. At this point I'm worried because why didn't she come in the house? The 17-year-old Cassidy ran outside. That's when she saw her mom unresponsive on the ground. I checked her pulse because I'm trained for CPR, Cassidy said. There was no pulse. By that time, the neighbors came out and I was screaming, but it was so unreal to me that my mama was laying there. There was no reason for somebody to do something like this to somebody so loving, and so God-fearing, she said. It just hurt me so bad. I can't explain it. Coteat Stanton's family and authorities are asking for help in the case. Hoover Police and Crime Stoppers on Thursday announced a reward of up to $5,000 for information leading to an arrest and conviction in the slaying. What we're asking today is a little bit unusual because we already have a suspect identified in this case. We feel like we're extremely close to putting all the pieces together and making an arrest. However, we still need more information, said Hoover Police Capt. Greg Rector. We need that final, additional piece of evidence to make our case stronger. We want to make an arrest and we want it to hold up in court. There is someone out there who has information that can tip the scales for us. Hoover Homicide Feb. 14, 2020. Woman killed in Hoover parking lot shot 4 times from behind in likely ambush. Hoover police and fire medics responded shortly before 7 p.m. that Friday to the park at Wellington and Wakefield Apartments off Tyler Road. Once on the scene, they found Coteat Stanton outside her car. She was pronounced dead on the scene at 7:05 p.m. Police said it appears Coteat Stanton was retrieving items from the backseat of her vehicle when she was attacked. Detectives are still working to determine a motive, but investigators believe Coteat Stanton was specifically targeted. The suspect was waiting in the parking lot for Coteat Stanton to return home. This is a really tragic situation, Rector said. Our victim had a good job, was very family-oriented and worked hard to provide for them. Shemethia Coteat said her sister had just left Piggly Wiggly in Bluff Park, not far from her home. She was seen at 6:53 p.m. visiting with the store security guard and another employee, and then went home. She was pronounced dead at 7:05 p.m. That's how quick it happened, Coteat said. Coteat Stanton left behind 4 children, including Cassidy and 9-year-old son Joshua. Her death has been a hard hit for all of them. They still live in the same apartment with their dad. My mama was the type of person who everybody loved. She was just the energy of everything, Cassidy said. If there was a party and my mom walked in, the party started. She was the type of person who would help anybody, just anybody. I had a couple of friends come up to me and tell me, man, your mom was so cool. We were in the store and came up short and she paid for the whole thing, Cassidy said. Or if she saw a man on the street and she didn't even know him from a can of paint, never seen him a day in her life, she was going to give him a conversation and something to look forward to. Cassidy said her mom was always there for anyone who needed to talk, or just cry. She was just that type of person anyone could call on whenever you needed her or whatever the situation is, she said. Wrong or right, she was going to talk to you and tell you what's wrong and what is right and what you could have done better to avoid the situation. She was just a problem solver and a peacemaker and everything you could ask for in a person, she said. Cassidy said it's been hard without her. But every time we come across a challenge, we just think, what would mama do? It makes us think about the right answer, she said. We just like to think about the good times we had with her and try not to let this get the best of us even though it's real hard. For young Josh, it's been particularly tough without his mother. He's trying to be strong and he's trying to understand all of this, Cassidy said. But he has his days where he comes and talks to me or just lays under me. He has these days where he just doesn't want to sleep by himself. To be honest, he was the favorite child because he was the youngest and we came to accept that. Coteat Stanton grew up in Birmingham, attending West End High School and then Lawson State Community College. At the time of her death, she was the business operations manager at Old Navy at the Riverchase Galleria. It's been really hard on us as a family because we are such a close family, Coteat said. She was my sister, but she was my best friend. She was somebody who was a part of my everyday life and these kids are a part of my everyday life. They have been since they were born. How it's affecting them is the most hurtful thing, that somebody could do something like that to someone who has people depending on them so much in life, Coteat said. I catch them all the time, whether they know I'm watching or not, crying, sad, just trying to deal with it and not let us know what's going on so we won't worry. But it has affected our lives. It has just changed our life drastically. Shemethia Coteat Stanton. Shemethia Coteat Stanton, a beloved daughter, sister and mother of 4, was slain Feb. 14. Her grieving family wants justice, and police are offering a reward in the case. Contributed. It has broken us down. We're definitely trying to bring strong, but it's so hard, she said. And to know this person is still walking around. Somebody that would do something like that to somebody, they don't deserve to be walking around because that means they would do this to anybody at any given moment. The way in which Coteat Stanton died was a shock to the family. She didn't have any enemies. If she had a person who didn't like her, I feel like I would have definitely known, Coteat said. She wasn't that kind of person. She was the person everybody loved. Asked what she missed most about her mom, Cassidy said, I just miss her presence. If I could just have her back, that would be everything to me. She made me feel at home, and safe. She was just a comfort to me. Coteat said she most misses her sister's loving heart and spirit. She was that person to brighten the day with her smile. She was the person to let you know that everything was going to be okay, she said. She was the problem solver, that's exactly what she was. Justice is important to all of them at this point. I know it won't bring her back, but it may give us a little peace to know the person who took her away from us, and that they will pay for what they did because it's not acceptable, Coteat said. Anyone with information in Coteat Stanton's murder is asked to call Hoover Police Det. Brad Fountain at 205-444-7562. Tipsters who want to remain anonymous and qualify for the reward money can call the Crime Stoppers hotline at 205-254-7777 or submit a tip online at www.crimestoppersmetro.com. Someone needs to do the right thing and call us. Reward money is there, ready and waiting to be paid. Shemethia's family deserves justice and closure, Rector said. Detectives continue to work on this case daily and there are certainly no plans to stop until an arrest is made. So, if anyone out there thinks that we're going away, we're not. Full video link.